Hey there, this is Daniel, and bringing another cube draft. So, jumped into an 8-4, should fire pretty soon, and we'll see what happens. And see if we can get a saucy little brew going. Alright, this is getting a little dumb. So, there is a sword. It's also the same sword that I just recently took. This sword is good. There is also a Path to Exile and a Dark Confidant. As the only other cards I'm considering at this point. Um, you know, there's a lot of dirtly black creatures like a Silent Spectre that, just they're always going to wheel. um, I don't like negating cube. More selective counterspells like this aren't good. I much prefer cards like Spell Pierce, which are much cheaper, easier to leave up, and have almost the same impact. Between Probably not going to take the path. It's between Bob and Sword. I do love drafting Bob, but yeah, whatever. A sword's a sword. And, they're overpowered for a reason. Huh, okay. So, I'd like to say that there are multiple choices here, but for me, I think there's only one. Um, you know, go through some of the strong cards, Genesis, you know, pair Genesis with the Fauna Shaman or Survival, you got yourself a pretty spicy deck. Vindicate, very solid, versatile removal. A lot of people underestimate Phantom Centaur. I personally think he's one of the best green 4-drops, and if not, he just probably after Run, I think he's my favorite one to have. Just he's very difficult to deal with. Um, Yosai is a very good card, but I'm just going to be taking Moloku. Moloku is awesome. I do love drafting blue decks. And it's just one of my favorite cards. And there's so many nice things you can do with Moloku. We'll see if we can pick up one of those. Okay. Like a worship with Moloku? That's interesting. Oh, sweet. Okay, note we did pass a Vesuvian Shapeshifter. And we have a Brine Elemental here, so we could take this in the hope of getting the Pickles lock. Unless someone else is thinking the exact same thing. But Brine Elemental is not what I want to be third picking. Cards that I'd be interested in, you get your versatile removal spell and Oblivion Ring. I do like the blue-red counterburn decks. So Volcanic Island is pretty tempting. Destructive Force just isn't as good as a Wildfire or Burning of Zinyi, so I'm not going to consider taking it. Skin Runner is a very nice card. I think I'm actually going to take the Volcanic Island. I do value lands pretty highly, and I really like the counterburn style decks. I'm going to follow that up. So I'm going to follow that up with a Venser. I really like Sphinx, very, very solid finisher. Narcolepsy is pretty good as a dehydration variant. Impulse is fine, but it's likely to wheel. Mind Stone also could hit us on the wheel. But yeah, I'm just going to take a Venser. Okay, so some pretty notable cards in here. Everyone's favorite Pie Swallower is in here. I actually got an arcade post altar of this card where he's eating a large pie, which is steaming and fresh off the windowsill. Aside from that, this is a Chandra, Phyrexian Arena. I really like Bogart and Hellkite in the blue-red counterburn decks. He's pretty big game if you can flash him in a turn. But is he better than a Chandra? Or would I rather have an Everflowing Chalice? I'm not considering an Opt or a Power Sink at this point. Chandra or Hellkite? Hellkite actually might wheel. People don't really value him that highly. As well they shouldn't, sometimes he just isn't that good. Alright, so a little black-green rock deck in this pack. I like Waterfront Bouncer. People sometimes don't know how to play this card correctly, and so they misevaluate what he does. I like him, and we don't have any shuffle effects currently, so Brainstorm's not appealing. Tidings is very nice. I like drawing 4 cards, but there's a lot of different cards in the cube that are good draw spells. Waterfront Bouncer is a unique ability, and let's see if we can take advantage of that somehow. A couple different cards here. I should really only 2. Stifles, it's always just, you know, you're never going to 2-form with a Stifle. It's at best card parry, and often it's at card disadvantage, stifling a Planeswalker's ability. Fine, but not great. Mana Denial is not what I'm looking for here. Fire Ambush, Volcanic Hammer variant, pretty good. But Rolling Earthquake's very nice. The blue-red decks are soft to hordes of creatures, So the Rolling Earthquake is a nice thing to pick up. I wouldn't mind getting that Destructive Force back. So we could probably build around it. We've got our 7/7, which we can Destructive Force, leaving him on the table. As a Genju, not interested. Augury Adept, he looks like he's amazing, but it's really tough. Same with the Narok Commando, the 2-1 Shroud dude. Really tough to get a hit in with those guys, despite the upside. Revoker's good. It's better than this. I think are just so doofy. Yeah, I'm just going to take a Revoker. Oh, okay. So I'm going to take the Shapeshifter here. Better than a Corsair. Better than a Precursor. I haven't blown out too many times playing my own Precursor. Searing Blaze, I'll take 9. Repulse, they'll draw 3. I have a bitter taste in my mouth from Precursor Golems, so I think at this point I'm just going to take a Shapeshifter, and maybe that Brine Elemental will wheel. Here we're just going to take a Seagate Oracle. You can always take the Mind Slaver in the hopes that maybe you pick up an Academy Ruins and lock them out that way, but hopefully we got our own lock coming. So let's take Seagate Oracle, and we absolutely... Okay, so now we have a decision to make. So we did get the Brine Elemental. So we can attempt the Pickles lock. But is it better than a Destructive Force? All our guys just die to it. I mean, if you stick a Chandra and then play a Destructive Force, I'll take the Brine Elemental. We might get a Burning of Zinyi. I think a Narcolepsy. Burning of Zinyi. Okay, so we got the Hellkite. So, yeah, I'm fully invested in this plan now. Yep. Had the Moment's Peace. So yeah, if we pick up a Burning or a Wildfire in the next 2 packs, I would absolutely be on board with drafting that. Brian was 5/4, yeah, so he died to any of those spells. Hellkite would survive the Wildfire, though. But I guess at the point, if I drop a Bogart and Hellkite, I'm probably not in too much trouble. Oh man, I get to attempt the Pickles. Okay, so a couple cards here. There is Banefire, pretty nice, but I'm the one who's going to be... Actually, no, I don't even have a counterspell yet. Here's a counterspell. Dissipate's not great. Clasm's good. Wouldn't mind picking that up on the wheel. I am 100% on board taking a Future Sight. Sadly, I don't have the old art. This art's... What the hell? There's like a fetus and a tree with a plant and skulls. That's a weird art. What isn't weird is how good this card really is. It's just a mammoth. So if we took that Mind Slaver, we would have had the Academy Ruins. As it is, we are not Goblin Guiding. We're going to cast Remove Soul. Cards for us: Strip Mine, Vision. Don't want to take, Ruin will wheel anyway. Probably just take the Vision, actually. Strip Mine's really good, though. Yeah. Meh. I'll take the Vision. I like Vision a lot. Gives us something to do early on. Okay, so why does this always happen to me? So if you've got our Burning of Zinyi, it's such a draft around card, and I really like this. I mean, it's that, or a Piece of Fixing, or a Gens. God. If we can pick up some artifact mana, this Burning will be a lot better. You have a Chandra already? Yeah, I'll take a Wildfire. How many... Oh, what are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably not going to get either of these cards back. But Wildfire's too sweet to pass up. And here we've got not exactly my idea of fast artifact mana. So you've either got a Magpie, Wheel of Fortune, or Masticore. I like a Magpie. Wheel of Fortune's alright, but you know, this isn't the kind of hand that's dumping its, or kind of it's going to be dumping its hand early. I like Magpie. I always pick Masticore like 6th or 7th, and I never end up playing it. It's just a trap for me, so I'll just take Magpie. Do love drawing cards. Would love to get the Sulphur Falls back. And ooh, we have a Wildfire with a Greater Gargadon. Yeah, I mean, if I don't take that, it's what, Into the Royal or Old Man of the Sea with his grotesquely long and disgusting fingernails, and yeah, I'm gonna take a Gargadon. That seems too sweet not to. Gathen Raiders. I mean, we're not taking, you know, any of these cards. Could take Flash Rays for the sideboard, but Gathen Raiders also can survive the burning, which isn't completely irrelevant. I'll take a Gathen Raiders. Card's fine. I don't play with it regularly. He's not in my cube, but you know, he's not bad as like kind of like your zombie cutthroat, dodging a two damage removal spell, your burst lightnings or what have you. And here, okay, Capsize, one of my all-time favorite cards. Why this got printed uncommon, I have no idea. There's also a Mog War Marshal. Don't think that's what we're going to be looking to do. Also an Arc Trail. Yeah, it's between the Arc Trail and the Capsize. How do we do against the early game? I guess you have a couple early drops. We cost sort. Yeah, a couple things. One piece of removal, slow them down. We've got the Rolling Earthquake. Screw it, we're taking the Capsize. Card's too fun. Yeah, what do you know? You could even Capsize your own Boggart and Hellkite. Our own. So we could probably dump a kill a 5/5 and bounce with Capsize. Replay it. Yeah, there's some shenanigans. Won't be capsizing our own Greater Gargadon anytime soon. And I mean, even without the Shapeshifter, we could always bounce around Brine Elemental. That requires what, infinite mana, 10 a turn, plus 6 for the Capsize. Yeah, that's not something we're probably going to be doing very readily. Make sure my internet didn't freeze. Sometimes it'll do that. Alright, so my moto just crashed. So, okay, so let's figure out what just happened. So, okay, we'll take a Sulphur Falls. That's great. That's a very nice wheel, actually. Works with our Gathen Raiders. Pretty good. No, we'll just cut the reaches. Okay, so take an Old Man at the Sea. That makes us Reckless Charge. And War Marshal. Okay, so we've had our fair pick of things. So what did we? Actually, I don't even know if we missed out on anything. Let's see. That's a Worn Power Stone. Actually, that's really good. We'll have, thank you for goof grabbing me a Worn Power Stone while I was gone. Cut this Reckless Charge. So this deck looks really good. Probably not going to play an Essence Scatter. So we're not actually a counter burn deck, actually. We have very little burn and very little counter. What we do have is a Dream Halls. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be playing Dream Halls. Take another Magpie. Grim Lavamancer. Best cards are, you know, probably Sorin. Don't really like this guy that much, actually. Garrick's pretty solid. Actually, you know what? Kira is really good. Very difficult card to deal with. Yeah. Was it better than a Magpie? Go back to Cost Sort. And maybe another Magpie would be good. Lavamancer's pretty sweet, too. If we cast a Wildfire and play Lavamancer after, maybe hope for that Arid Mesa on the wheel. It's between Magpie, Kira, Lavamancer. Well, Lavamancer works well with some cards in here. Yeah, I'll take a Lavamancer actually. I don't mind that. Okay, so I was thinking about taking the Slag Storm, but then I saw Treachery. And if you have never been treacheryed before, let me tell you, it is not a fun feeling. It is a lot more fun to treachery, I can tell you that much. Cards just bananas. Just for us, looks like we're not going to be tinkering anything anytime soon. I mean, if we were cutting a card, we'd cut the Vortex, but that's just not good. We'll just take an Incinerate here. So you're going to Knuckly. Not irrelevant. Or is it? So you get back a Rolling Earthquake or a Rolling Earthquake? Maybe that isn't that good. It's better than Countryside Crusher or Blood Knight. Memory Jar? Memory Jar works well with Grim Lavamancer. Yeah, I'll take a Knuckly, I guess. Okay, so here are some cards. I'm inclined to take the Chrome Mox, just because it works really nicely with the Wildfire. Again, there is another fetch land to help us get our Volcanic Island. Chronicler, not a big fan of. Pact, I don't like in the style of deck. Beacon's actually really solid. But I think I just want to take the Chrome Mox. You know, you can Chrome Mox out into a Worn Power Stone turn 2. That's pretty good. So this pick's between Brimstone Volley and Prophetic Bolt. Volley's a lot easier to cast, but Prophetic Bolt has a lot more impact. Getting pretty up there on the high end. Actually, not really, because both Shapeshifter Gathan Raiders, Brine Elemental are all technically 3 drops. Scargon is a 1 drop. Yeah, I'll take the Prophetic Bolt. Card's very high impact once it hits. You know, throwing an Impulse onto 4-mana burn spell is pretty good. You know, you got your own Storm deck in one pack. So for us, Aftershock or Enclave Cryptologist, Looter would certainly be nice, especially with the Grim Lavamancer. Follow would be alright too. I also take the Aftershock. This card's very versatile. I wrote a little article up on it a while back, you know, comparing it to its closest competitors in terms of what it can do. You know, obviously, you know, some of your closest comparisons are like, the fact that it doesn't hit Planeswalkers or enchantments means, you know, Vindicate, Maelstrom Pulse, a little more versatile. Tumble Magnet, Tinker Might Wheel. We only have 4 artifacts. Do you like Sundering Titan though? Is that or a Tumble Magnet? Don't think we're gonna be playing this Fire Blast. You know, we'll take a Sundering Titan. Alright, we got our Magpie back. Certainly better than a Dream Halls. We do have some big things to get out here. But, you know, the fact once you've hit 5 mana, you know, it's not that great. I'll take a Magpie. So now, do we want to sideboard card the Blue Blast or Slag Storm? Yeah, I think we're going to take a Slag Storm. Let's get rid of some of this chafe. Probably going to be playing the Knuckly. Actually, now we just picked up an Aftershock. Yeah, so sorry, I finished with Aftershock. You know, like, you can compare it to other cards. I think the most apt comparison now is probably Bramble Crush. Bramble Crush being non-creature, so you can hit everything else. This one does hit creatures, and the 3 damage is not always relevant. The fact that they have essentially the same mana cost in different colors, the comparison is pretty good. You know, Aftershock, it's a hit or miss card. You know, there are times when, well, Red's obviously never going to deal with enchantments in a very positive way. But the versatility on it is certainly there. What can we cut? I'm probably not going to play this Gathan Raiders or Knuckly, actually. Please tell me the internet didn't go out. Okay, we're alright. War Marshal I'm probably not going to play. I don't want any of these cards. What's the worst against us? Persecutor. Angel of Despair. I don't really care. I'll cut the Angel of Despair. Take the Memory Jar. I'm not gonna play the Countryside Crusher, and I might play a jar. Probably gonna play a Processor. That does work as. No, actually, no, it doesn't. That's a lie. I'll take a Pact. Take a Pillage. And a Mind's Desire, which we are 100% not playing. So, deck building should be fun. Alright, so this is the deck I'm looking to submit. Some cards that I didn't put in. Grim Lavamancer, looking at it, just didn't seem like he was going to do much. We might have a lot of creatures, but we have a lot of permanents, you know, enchantments, future sight, treachery, a couple artifacts. Just not enough is going to be going to the bin for him to be good. Yeah, I don't like Pact. I mean, we could. What's nice is we actually can board into a pretty good anti-aggro deck with, you know, Old Man of the Sea, Slagstorm. You'd probably bring Gathan Raiders as well. But I like where this is. I was on the fence about actually even including the Burning, but the fact that we have, you know, Greater Gargadon, Burn, Hellkite, Chandra. Yeah, I just think it's going to be best. I mean, it's one of those cards that can really get you out of a jam. Excuse me. Got the Centering Titan on the board too. I mean, I think 1 8-drop is enough 8-drops. Yeah, I like this. Capsize technically is a 6-mana spell, or at least the way I like to play it. So go by color. And 2, let's probably go 9, 9, 5, blue to red. 8, 6. The fact that we have a triple blue and future sight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah. 8, 9, 10, 11 sources of blue versus 6, 7, 8, 9 sources of red. Yeah, I think I want to go 9, 5, actually. And our double red comes up pretty late, so we can wait a while until we hit that. So I'll go 9, 5, and I'll submit this, and we'll see you for round 1.